to our second annual Mega Wellness Summit, where we are transforming lives one aha moment at a time. I'm your host, Nikki Jencen, and thank you so much for tuning in and sharing this event with your friends and family. I know how important movement is, and that's why I incorporate yoga in my school, Women's Wellness Academy, and in my own personal life. But not all of us can get away from our busy 9-to-5 jobs and do yoga. Well, until now. My guest, Jacqui Burge, is the founder of Desk Yogi, and she's here to tell you how you can shape your mind, body, and spirit while you're at work. Welcome, Jacqui. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. Thanks so much for taking time to talk with me.
Oh, are you kidding me? Thank you so much for being a part of Mega Wellness Summit and sharing your knowledge and wisdom with everybody who's listening today. So, Mega Wellness Summit is about incorporating the mind, body, and spirit. And so I'm really excited that you're on because this is a solution. This is a solution to help people get moving and really form their mind, body, and spirit while they're at work. So I want to know, how did this come out? How did you shape this to be part of your life and your business? Go ahead.
I spent, the better part of my 20s and 30s as a yoga teacher, nutritionist, and fitness trainer. Various emphasis at different times. Sometimes it was a yoga-focused nutrition. It really depended on the client. I did primarily one-on-one consulting. And then I moved from Los Angeles to Ojai, and I just stumbled into this corporate job. And I ended up letting go of that practice. And, now looking back on it, it wasn't a mistake that happened, because it gave me a lot of insight to how people live day in and day out in a corporate office setting.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when it happened, I was like, what's going on? Like, I never planned to work, in an office. But I did that for about 7 years, and the last year and a half, I have to say, was challenging because I'd always been active, and I still maintained, a yoga practice. But then I would go into the office, and I would literally just sit. And then even I got a standing desk, you're still standing in one position. So that's the physical. And then the mental part is just the stress of deadlines and commuting and all that goes along with that. And on the spirit side, after the job I had stopped being as creative and became more operational, it wasn't fulfilling sort of my drive and my need, for the creativity that I was used to and the one-on-one connection with other humans. So from that place of, not so much a depressive place, but a stagnant place in body and in mind and spirit, Desk Yogi was born from that place. Sort of the experience of being a teacher and the experience of being in the corporate world, it was kind of a no-brainer to be able to create content that was effective for people that have daily work life.
Right. So you want to know something funny? I used to be in the corporate world. I was I was in social work for 8 years when I lived in Milwaukee. Well, I lived in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So now I live in San Diego. And
prettier? No, they're all pretty. Just the summer's different.
Yes. Well, I'm from LA, and I moved out to Wisconsin with my husband, where he's from. And I was always in the restaurant business in LA. And so I never had experienced a corporate job, ever, until I moved to Wisconsin. And there I landed a job working at P.F. Chang's. And I'm serving the owner of what it would be, years later, my job for 8 years. So I'm just talking to the owner, talking to her son about what they did. And she said, well, I'm the owner of basically like a social worker type.
Right.
And so I said, and that's interesting. I go, my background's in sociology, and, it's hard to find a job in the sociology world. And she's like, really? I said, well, that's been my experience. So she handed me her card. I called her the next day and literally had a job the next week. So
wow.
that would never happen in LA, but in Wisconsin it happened. So I worked for her for 8 years. But what was happening to me is because I was always on my feet, from going on my feet to having a desk job was a whirlwind. So I'm literally in the office doing jumping jacks, walking all around the office in circles because I couldn't barely sit down. I didn't know how to sit down.
Right.
So it took me a long time to figure out what a desk job is all about. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then I became like this sitting duck, where that's all I did was I was glued to my computer, and I had a relationship with the darn computer. Never walked around. The whole concept of me not being able to sit was gone. And now I was like a couch potato on the computer. I came into work, I sat down, I was sitting until I had to get up to go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom, back to the desk. That was it until I got up to go and eat, and then back to the desk. Then I had a life change, and I lost 30 pounds. So then I started doing yoga while I was at work, and I had a roommate, an office mate, and so he would go to lunch, and I would then do yoga. Can you imagine their faces when they would come in?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I'm in downward dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually created a channel on Desk Yogi called Secret Yoga for Introverts for the office, for people that are like in bench seating or cubicles and they don't really want to have like, headstand and down dog and, a lot of the more obvious yoga moves, like performing those in front of their office mates. So you got to build up to that by doing more introverted moves to start out with. And it's amazing because you can find a lot of stuff. So that was really fun for me to explore that.
That's fantastic that you just brought that up, because I was a bit nervous to get this started. It was like, it looked weird. It was out of context. Nobody else is doing it. So how do you, what do you say to those who are a bit nervous about getting out and doing yoga at their desk?
I think there's a starting point for everyone. I think that having a combination of yoga and then we just have basic stretching, like we have a title called Hips and Hamstrings, which is literally just stretches in a chair. There's a whole series of fitness trainings for chair workouts. So you could literally like sit at your desk, turn on our closed captioning, and like turn down the volume and literally do an entire full body conditioning workout or yoga in your chair. And above raising your hands over your head, there's really not, unless somebody's staring right at you, a way for them to know kind of what you're up to if you're very, if you happen to be on the shyer side. But the feedback we've gotten from, customers in the field, corporate clients, is that one person kind of starts it and other people start to do it as well. And we had a company, a really large, like Fortune 500 company, shut down. I'm not recommending this for everybody. Kind of shut down their customer service department to do a 10-minute desk yogi break to recharge their team, because there's certain positions in office life that require an enormous amount of sitting, and that's usually a customer service rep or a sales representative or an engineer, a website designer. Those types of people are sitting constantly, finance and HR positions. So a lot of the trainings on the site are geared toward that. And if you're super shy or if you just don't even want to exercise at your desk, that's why I added a lot of stress reduction titles that are like tapping for stress and qigong and acupressure.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love this. So I hope that everybody who's listening on the call who is in a corporate job I really would love for them to reach out to you and get this for themselves, but also they could go to the higher up in the corporation to get this as a gift for everybody. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, that would be very cool.
That is awesome, so that everyone can take a break. Nobody feels like they're out of place because people know what they're doing. Oh, they're taking a 10 for desk yogi, and it would just be known that that's what they're doing.
Right.
Instead of having me, like me, close my door, doing downward dog in my office and hoping that nobody opens the door.
Well, we actually set up our search and our customized playlist so you can actually pick the environment that you work in.
Oh, wow.
And then certain videos will get pushed to you. So you can say bench seating, or I'm traveling on an airplane, or I'm in a hotel, or I work in my dining room table, or I'm in a small cubicle. You can kind of pick that.
Okay. So tell me how it works.
It's a subscription-based business, meaning that you pay a monthly fee like you would for Netflix, or there's more and more sites like that all the time, so people are pretty familiar with that. For the individual subscriber, but if it's a small, medium, or large business, like literally from desk-yogi.com, you can fill out a little form, and our sales team will get right back to you with options because we do discounted pricing for business. Mm-hmm. And it's 14-day free trial, but for your members, I would love to extend a 30-day free trial. That's just the coupon code DY Gold, and that way they would get 30 days on the site for free. And we offer, and then once you sign up, you answer like a series of 8 to 12 questions that curate playlists based on your needs. So for instance, when I did my playlist, I answered questions like, at the end of the day, my neck hurts because of just the way that I work in my office. That I work in an office at a stand-up desk, and I don't like to sweat. Those were just my answers. But you can answer for you how it works for you. And then when I finished answering the questions, I set up some reminders. I'd like to be reminded on Facebook to take a break, not so much on email or text, but those are also options. And then when I go on the homepage, the playlist is there, so I don't have to spend time searching when I don't have much time, and I can just click. If my neck hurts, I can just click the neck playlist and pick one of like 8 to 10 titles that deal with the neck. Or if I want to do meditation or any of the other things, I can just click on my playlist. And that's basically how it works. And we publish new content every day.
Wow. Okay, this is me.
But I didn't want to sound like salesy with that. It's just I try to design it so it was quick, easy, and effective, and not sort of somebody doing yoga on a beach in a bikini while you're sitting at your desk.
Right. No, I totally understand. I get it. I get it for sure. The thing is,
tell me you.
Tell me about you. It's always about me. No. I would forget. I get so wrapped up into work, and I'm so busy, I would forget. So what's your solution to that?
Well, that's why we have the reminders. So you can actually get reminded on Facebook. You would get like a message on Facebook, like it's time for your desk yogi break. On your computer, we have a simple kind of little pop-up window that pops up in the right-hand corner of your screen that has a very mellow tone to it if you want sound. And you just click on it, and it takes you right to desk yogi. So that you can pick the way that you're reminded. So I have my reminders set up for every 2 hours to take a break.
Right.
And everybody's just a little different. Some people, I think some people have 2 15-minute breaks a day, and so they'll set it to remind them during those breaks to do like a 3 to 5 minute session. So they'll do a desk yogi session, get a snack, maybe check their personal email, make a phone call, and then go back to work. That's how it's kind of designed to hit those moments. But I need to be reminded, too, because I get, like, so involved in my day, and I have a problem where I don't drink enough water. So I've actually set my reminders in Desk Yogi to remind me to drink water.
Okay.
Like I had to do that. Like water, all it says in the reminder is water.
Wow. Well,
so we all have our little quirks.
I love this. I know that sitting is like the new smoking, right? Mm-hmm. So I guess I am a smoker by this definition.
It just affects you. I mean, honestly, I think that it's a detriment to your health. I definitely don't think it's as detrimental as smoking, but that is a shock value comment. I think that, the statistics are really clear that, that sitting for hours is a serious, health risk. Mm-hmm. But I think more than that, and on your site, you're dealing with a lot of the subtleties of spirit and mind. And so from my perspective on what you're doing, you're just going a little bit deeper. But I think that, over 80% of workers feel disengaged during the day and kind of, been removed, unconnected from what they're spending 8 to 10 hours a day doing. Mm-hmm. So I feel like if we can take a moment, during our day to take a deep breath or connect in with our body, or even think about, a nutritional break, or if, how do we sleep better? There's so many ways to improve our health. And I think that the workday should be an area where we can take breaks to improve how we feel.
Right. Yeah.
And not have it just be this, stressful 5 a.m. in the morning, wake up and go to the gym before you go to work moment.
Okay. That's a great point that you just brought up. I'm not a morning workout person. I just can't do that. Mm-hmm. But there are people who love to wake up and head to the gym, do their morning workout, and then they go into work. Mm-hmm. So do you think that adds more stress to the body, or does it depend on the person, or what should we be doing for our body that is more in line with mind, body, and spirit so that we can have balance?
I don't have the statistics directly in front of me, but several medical institutions and wellness centers have done studies to show that even if you have an active lifestyle outside of work, mm-hmm. And then you go to the office and you're sitting, it doesn't really matter. You're still going to have the same effects from sitting all day. The key is really to take that break, and get up and move your body. So if I'm going for a 3-mile run before work and then showing up at the office and sitting for 8 hours without taking much of a break except maybe grabbing lunch, and my coworker isn't doing any exercise and showing up at work, there's not a huge difference between the effect it will have on our bodies. Of course, if you're in shape, you're going to move through the world differently altogether, but just in general. And I think that that the key that they've been finding in these studies is that you really just need to find those 3 to 5 minute periods of time 2 or 3 times a day to get up and move around a little bit. Mm-hmm. Or to stretch in your desk, or whatever you need to do. Give your eyes a break from the computer screen.
I've talked to a lot of people, and they always have said that it's really best to do movement, slow movements throughout the day rather than hitting the pavement hard, work hard, sweat mm-hmm. hard. And it's more in the joints. It actually causes more raises cortisol levels at the same time. Mm-hmm. It seems to lower them. I don't know. There's some disconnections there, but I think that for me, yoga is the way to go. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people who are going to be listening going, well, I love to work out. I work out hard, and then I also play hard. So, which means that they also love to drink and eat whatever they want, so right. that they can You know those people, right, that they really work out, they have knockout bodies, but then they eat whatever they want, and then they drink like fish on the weekends. And so, I don't really think that's an imbalanced body. I think that's an out of balance body, and still that is going to catch up with you later in your life. So I believe what you're doing for people, not only in the corporate wellness or the corporate world, I should say, that everybody should be incorporating this into their life no matter what they do. So, I'm a chef as well, so.
Right. Yeah, I was reading that. I was impressed because I've always said that I've been blessed with a sensitive system that, if I eat out of balance, I immediately have an effect, where I don't feel good and I can't ignore it. To me, and when I was younger, that was a burden because I wanted to do what everyone else was doing, but I didn't have the system that would cooperate with that. One of my best friends on the planet Earth, when I go to dinner with her, she will literally eat a loaf of bread. But it doesn't affect her system the same way. And it's been interesting for me to watch. It's really true that every body is unique and every human being is unique, and that you can't generalize, but you can make assumptions that if you're sleeping well and you're, eating as healthy as you can and you're moving your body every day, you're going to feel better. And then every single person needs to fine-tune what that means. So for my friend that eats bread, she takes care of herself. Part of her taking care of herself is eating the bread because her system thrives with it. I mean, she's not eating Wonder Bread. She's eating healthy, sprouted. I call it hipster bread because it's like baked in the ovens of Ojai.
I love Ojai, by the way. I haven't been there in a long time.
It's the best.
I love it there.
So if you're eating high-quality organic food and you're sleeping well and you're moving your body every day, you've got a leg up on, on how deteriorating your health. And I also have a really good friend who's 86 years old who is an amazing woman, and she attributes her vitality to moving her body every day and eating well. And so she spent time in her life getting to know herself. I couldn't run 5 miles in the morning and then go to work, and I can't run that hard because my system's too sensitive. But a coworker right next to me could run that hard, do a few stretches during the day, and thrive. So that's why Desk Yogi was set up so that person could fill in their own profile and enhance their day based on their needs, given the guidelines that you should be sleeping, taking breaks, and, eating, high-quality food. And that's kind of how I, try and move through the world.
Right. I love that. And, now that, I still am on the computer a lot. But not like, but now I have balance in my life because I'm on the computer, and then I'm a chef, and I'm still on my feet, but I'm in a creative space when I'm cooking. And then when I'm on the computer, I'm in a creative space. And so now I'm using a different part of me, whereas before in a corporate job doing social work that I didn't love, and being in a space that I really didn't love. I loved the people. They were great. The job itself was definitely not a good fit for me. And so now I'm more of an imbalanced space for my life. And then I know, because I know there's people who are listening to this call saying that I work from home. It's a stressful job. And this would still be extremely, I think this is great for everybody. This is great for corporations and for the stay-at-home moms and for the people who work from home, because this caters to you as a person, for one, and it also reminds you to take those necessary breaks, that we need to move our body and shape our brain, decrease our stress. Gosh, stress is such a debilitating.
Huge.
Yeah, it's so bad for the body. So this is wonderful that you have a program like this, a business like this, that can help people really get tangible results to their life. So bravo to you for creating this. This is awesome.
Thank you.
And you've put a lot of work into this, and really you thought about everything. You really did.
Yeah, and I'm willing to learn more. If anyone has feedback, please, we have a giant feedback button on the site because we're always looking to really improve.
I love that. I also, like I said in the beginning, I have a school for women called Women's Wellness Academy. And so what we do is once a week we incorporate yoga, because it's very important that we move our mind, or move our body, and we also stimulate the mind and the spirit in the school. And it's really helping mothers, decrease their stress, whether they're working mothers or stay-at-home moms. I mean, stay-at-home moms are totally stressed out as well and put their needs on the back burner. So it's a great way to get that time out for yourself. You're still on the computer or your iPad or smartphone, and I have a fantastic yoga teacher that teaches the class, and so everybody just jumps online, and we do yoga for an hour. It's so cool, and it was really important for me to give that time for people, because I know how much yoga can really, really influence our lives for the better. So it has for me. And the yoga teacher that I am blessed to have as a teacher for Women's Wellness Academy, her name is Shauna. And oh my gosh, she's a blessing from God, from another world. She is just amazing. Her yoga is outstanding, and her mind, body, and spirit connection are so in alignment. It's incredible. So if not everybody can have Shauna by their side, but they can at least have Desk Yogi to count on every day for reminders. And I'm going to have to really try this, because I have to admit I haven't tried it yet. So I'm going to have to do it. And maybe what we'll do is, for anybody who is listening, to contact me, and maybe we could get a group together and do it so we can all hold each other kind of accountable and do it together as a group.
That would be amazing. What I'd like to offer to the viewers, if they're interested, is if anyone signs up that wants to take part in the April challenge, which I don't know what that will be yet, but I can let you know. Anyone that completes the challenge, I'll send them a Desk Yogi water bottle. So the March challenge is Movement March, so there's 15 videos, and if members complete the videos, I send them a water bottle. So we could do one in April too for anyone that's part of your group that completes the challenge. I can send them a water bottle.
Okay, so anybody who's listening right now, go ahead and email me, Nikki@NikkiJencen.com, and put the title of the email, the subject line is Desk Yogi Challenge. And so we'll go ahead and we'll get a group together. And then what should I do? Should I contact Desk Yogi and get us in as a group, or should I just have everybody
email me? Email me after the interview, and whoever signs up, and we'll get them set up and send out a welcome email and get them started with the challenge.
Cool. Okay, so tell me about this challenge.
Well, I'm not sure what we're doing in April because we haven't designed that yet, but I can just give you a preview. In February, we did 21 days of mindfulness. So we had a 3 to 5 minute mindfulness break in the month of February. And so in March, we're kind of going the other direction. We're doing movement breaks that are all short form beginner movement breaks at your desk. And in that case, people had to do 15 videos. So I haven't kind of invented April yet, but it might be a mashup of some stress reduction techniques and a little movement and a little mindfulness, because April can sometimes be a super stressful month in the corporate world because of taxes and quarterly end of the year reporting and all that good juicy stuff. So it could be fun to do something just related to that.
Exactly. Oh, that would be so much fun. And then I'll have to, we have a new class starting in April. April 2nd is Women's Wellness Academy. We go through cycles. So I will also talk to the class about incorporating this into our classes as well. So we'll have the weekly yoga that they'll have on the computer, and then they can also have desk yogi at their convenience. So we'll have to talk about that. I'm super, super excited about this, and because I know that this is going to help so many people, so in alignment with Mega Wellness Summit. And really what we're trying to do is get people in alignment with their mind, body, and spirit. It's not all about just weight loss and, restrictions and what is bad for you. It's really about taking a moment and appreciating life, appreciating all that you have, and moving at a pace that fits your body and having support. And that really is, in my mind, desk yogi. You're providing us support. And it feels like there's somebody there who's behind you going, excuse me, it's time to move now. Excuse me, pay attention to your body. Pay attention to yourself, because it's important that we do pay attention to this, because we're so caught up in that I have to make money. I have to make sure that ends meet. I have to make sure that deadlines are met. I have to make sure that, my kids are X, Y, and Z, or my boss is happy. And so where do you fit in to all of that? It's like we get lost.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, I love this, Jacqui. I think that this is brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant. And so I'm so grateful.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I'm grateful for you coming on and showing the world that there is a tool that will exercise your mind, body, and spirit. And if we can, if people are shy and they're not sure how to do this and they need the support, we'll do it as a group. So they can join Mega Wellness Summit group, or they can join Women's Wellness Academy and get the support that they need. And Desk Yogi will be right there. So I'm very excited to get this started.
Me too.
On all levels.
Fantastic.
All levels. So I know that you're in Ojai, but what do you do for your day-to-day? Is this your day-to-day job as Desk Yogi, or do you do other things?
This is my day-to-day job. This is my number one thing. I decided that in order to do it right and really provide a great service, I had to just take the risk and start this business.
Okay. I know a lot of entrepreneurs like myself. I wear a lot of different hats. So I never know if that's going to be, if you're doing 3 different things or if you're just doing the one. So it's good that you're able to do just one, because I know so many entrepreneurs who are, well, I do this and I do that and I do this and I do that, and we slice ourselves up into 20 different, people. And that's what I do.
I mean, I have a lot of support, and my kids are both really supportive, and I'm giving it all I've got. So it doesn't, I'm giving it all I've got.
Yeah.
The nature of the business and the nature of just what I'm doing, I couldn't do anything else. I wouldn't be able to get it done.
Yeah.
Because of the amount of time that it takes to put it all together. I'm not complaining, but there are it's 24/7 right now. Yeah.
Well, that's a beautiful thing.
I'm so great. Every morning I wake up and I always used to laugh because years ago Oprah was had this gratitude journal and she was all about gratitude, and I was like, yeah, that's great. But now literally I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so grateful.
Yeah, I do too. I just started a practice, 30 days of writing in my journal. I'm reading the book, The Path to Wealth by Mae McCarthy, and the exercises in her book. And so for 30 days, I'm basically writing out to what she calls it the CSO, which is your chief spiritual officer. And so I'm reshaping my thoughts in a way that the words that I speak are more mindful, because I would say, oh, I hate this, or I am that, or I am this, or so really becoming mindful of what is coming out of my mouth. And then what is coming out of my mouth is also transforming the words in my mind. So I am really taking time to have writing some gratitude statements, reading things that are profound as far as moving me into a gratifying position every single day, and opening my mind. And really, this should be a stressful time in my life. Last year when I did Mega Wellness Summit, it was extremely stressful. And what came out of that was led me to adrenal fatigue. Like, my health was really in jeopardy. I was depressed. It was really a bad time in my life. And so I, of course, being the person that I am, persevered through and said, I'm doing it again. And this time, I'm going to do things differently. And what I'm going to do different is that I have to make sure my stress is low. I extended out 3 weeks so that I am giving myself enough time. And, I'm really making sure that I'm putting myself first. And, it is what it is as far as how this all turns out. I have faith and trust that everything will be fine, and I was so holding on to the outcome. Do you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean. You're an entrepreneur when you hold on so tightly to the outcome, and then it doesn't end up the way that you thought it was going to. There's this letdown. And for me, I was really at an all-time low. So this time...
Yeah, this is...
Go ahead.
I just completely relate to what you're saying. And, just from talking to you briefly, it's one of a quality that's just, I feel, is really crucial to cultivate, is this quality of continued curiosity about how you can approach your life in a way just to improve it. And sometimes it's really simple things. So it's awesome that you've got this yearly marker where you can say, okay, well, this year I'm doing a lot better because I've implemented a lot of practices that are keeping my stress, in check. And that's that's miraculous.
Thank you. I'm working hard. And for those who are listening now, I hope that is an inspiration to you, because if you're feeling that life is at an all-time low, that there is no light at the end of the tunnel for you. There's so many people out there like that. To take a look in the mirror and really realize, what are you eating that's affecting your mood? What are you drinking that's affecting your mood? And where is the joy and the gratitude in your life? And so I know that Death Yogi can absolutely help 100% get this into an alignment for you. And instead of turning to drugs, antidepressants, antipsychotic drugs, whatever it is, try Desk Yogi first. Try going to get a gratitude journal at Barnes & Noble, Amazon, whatever you have to do. Order yourself a book that you can write in every single day. And for 30 days, write out, I am thankful for my blank.
Right.
You know? And
yes.
And then combine that with Desk Yogi, with having these reminders to move your body, and, you know, if you have to have a reminder to be in gratitude, then you can do that and see how this transforms and shapes your life. I'm getting the goosies because it's just,
yeah,
it's that important to humanity. And if we're going to change the world, this is what we're going to change the world with. It's really about positive thinking, support, love in the world. And I know that sounds like a whole bunch of tree hugger mumbo jumbo, but it isn't. It's the way of the world. It's the way of the land. It's how we have survived on planet Earth since the beginning. And so,
yeah, exactly.
Right? And so we're not meant to just be manufactured beings. We are human beings, not human doers. We need to have time together, laughing and really enjoying our life, because life is so beautiful. And I hope that people aren't missing it. And so thank you so much, Jacqui, for creating a space like this that you can have happiness in your corporate job. You know, and back to my story with, you know, being in a corporate job that I was able to break from, but that isn't necessary for everybody. I still loved my life when I was working in the corporate world. And I loved my life because of the way that I shaped my mind. And so, yes, I have gone in and out of stages of my life where I've been at highs and lows and highs and lows. And that's just the way that things have rolled. But, you know, if you're at a low right now, you know that there is hope, that you can always go to a high. And I appreciate that people are listening to this. And it's not about high and lows, I should say. It's about balance.
Right.
And really, you know, it's really incorporating balance and finding that in our life. But, you know, if something happens where, you know, somebody, God forbid, passes away, or they get some bad news or whatever, then they look at it, they can go to a low. So, and it's even with Desk Yogi, we could have that as a place and a space to go to for, okay, I can handle this. I have support. I have people behind me who love and care about me, and that I don't feel alone. So it's very cool what you're creating. And people can always reach out to you and to your business, right?
Yes.
And
yes, they can.
So just for everybody, I will have all the links to connect you with Jacqui. Go to deskyogi.com, and you can check out and see how it works. And then you have the 30-day trial with a promo code DY Gold. DY Gold. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have to call first?
No.
Or we just sign up online?
Yeah.
Perfect.
We keep it as simple as possible. And we have customer service live during the day on the site, so people can just click on that and ask questions if they have any questions.
Okay, so
I'll let the team know that people from Mega Wellness Summit might be reaching out with questions during that time.
Okay, so if people want to go and find you as an individual, they can go ahead and use DY Gold. They'll be waiting for your call, And then if you want to do it as a group, then contact me, and then I will contact Jacqui about getting us in as a group. Does that sound good? Okay.
That's perfect.
All right. Awesome. So you go and have yourself a beautiful day in
Thank you
Ojai.
so much. My pleasure. It's my pleasure to get the word out, and I just really love what you're doing, and I love just the name Mega Wellness Summit, and it's like, I like the mega. I'm just really impressed with all the people that you're speaking, all the talent that you're surrounding yourself with, and I just wish you the best, and I'm so grateful to be a small part of it.
Thank you. You're a big part of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate that very much. And, just to have you on Mega Wellness Summit is a huge honor. And I really appreciate you.